Hi folks, this is Dr. Kat Shrier, founder of WaterCitizen.com and host of The Water Show, Be in the Know with the Wawa Mojo, and we're here at the Urban Water Institute in San Diego, but hearing from folks from Northern California here on a fabulous panel on whether the Bay Area is ready for potable reuse. And I know Paul is saying, hey, well, we hope so because we're doing it already. Tell us where you're from.
So I am from Monterey, California, and as you mentioned, we're in the middle of a potable reuse project. We are currently constructing it. It's about a $120 million program, and we're about halfway through construction. We fully anticipate being complete by about this time next year, producing water for our local water purveyor to extract and serve to the community.
And now you guys changed your name recently, did some rebranding, and we're trying to connect with people with what you actually do. What was your former name and why'd you change it?
That's a great question. So our former name, and has been since the 70s, was Monterey Regional Water Pollution Control Agency, or MRWPCA. So
quite a mouthful.
Quite a mouthful. No one knew what we did.
Right.
And frankly, it didn't reflect what we're doing now and going into the future. For the last 20 years, we've been on the forefront of recycling wastewater for agricultural irrigation, specific to uncooked food crops. And actually recently had our 20-year celebration. We've done about 80 billion gallons of reuse for that Salinas Valley agricultural industry. And now we have this indirect potable reuse project moving forward. So our board thought, hey, we need to change our name. I did mention that the 70s called.
Yes,
the 70s called and they wanted their name back.
There you go.
So we needed to move forward with something different. And a subset of our board of directors, as well as staff, vetted a number of names through a facilitated process, and we came up with Monterey One Water because it is all just one water.
And basically, you know, coming up, and for those of us who watched the video we just had with David Sedlick talking about some of the pressures on that region, you know, Northern California is spending years saying, no, Southern California can't take our water, we need it for our habitat. And now suddenly they're saying, oh, crap, we need it, you know, our environmental uses, the Bay needs environmental water. So suddenly that water wasn't available. Tell us about some of the pressures. What water is being taken away from the service? Well, first tell us what area you serve, and then what water is being taken away. You're not in the Bay Area, technically.
So we certainly are not in the San Francisco Bay Area. We're in the Monterey Bay. And our service territory is, well, our water service territory is actually Carmel, Pebble Beach, all the cities on the Monterey Peninsula, including Monterey, Seaside, Pacific Grove. Now, as a wastewater entity, our service area is from Pacific Grove up north to Moss Landing, and then the city of Salinas in the Salinas Valley.
So you get a lot of ag.
We have a lot of ag.
You get a lot of hippies up there too. It's not just Berkeley with the hippies.
We have Santa Cruz to the north. We have Big Sur to the south. So you're absolutely right.
Asilomar, I was just at an event at Asilomar. This was a great. Wayne Dyer did his last movie at Asilomar, and it is an old YWCA camp with all these crazy-looking trees and everything.
Yeah, it's a beautiful location.
Beautiful.
And a great facility.
Yes.
So in terms of the water supply, our water supply is specifically off of the Carmel River, as well as a groundwater basin.
Yeah.
A cease and desist order was handed down from the State Water Resources Control Board to the peninsula to reduce the take on both the Carmel River and the Seaside groundwater aquifer. That goes into effect entirely December 31st, 2021. And we frankly...
That's coming up quick.
Really fast.
And how much... So that's two major sources of water supply for that region are getting cut fast. How much is getting cut from each of those?
In total, about 6,000 acre feet.
And how much do you use totally for the whole region?
We use about, well, historically it was 12,000 acre feet per year.
Right.
Lately with conservation and everyone in the community is doing a great job.
Right.
It's been on average for the last 3 years about 9,500 acre feet.
Yeah.
So our project, the Pure Water Monterey project, will contribute about 3,500 acre feet of new water supply to the peninsula. That, in conjunction with the legal take off the Carmel River, as well as the Seaside groundwater aquifer, we start seeing an end to the cease and desist order.
Right. So legal take is after the reduction from the cease and desist order, what you legally can still take out of that. I mean, because that's the thing, you can't just conserve your way out.
No.
If somebody says, you can't take any of this water, it's for the fish.
You're right, and that was the
And
impetus for that was the impetus for it, is the
Right.
steelhead habitat on the Carmel River.
Right.
You're right, we can't conserve out of it. And our economic engine of the Monterey Peninsula is hospitality, which is
Yes.
water driven. So we are working
Golf
collaboratively.
courses,
And
if you-
hotels,
yes,
restaurants.
Yes. So if you want to go to Silmar and bless the waters and everything, you need water for all those hotels, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're trying to find, as a peninsula, as a community, more water sources to make up those needs, as well as needs for future growth. So
Right.
that water portfolio approach is our existing legal take, as you mentioned, our 3,500 acre feet for our reuse project, and then maybe an expansion of the reuse project or a desal facility constructed by Cal American, our local purveyor. So it is truly a portfolio approach, but we are not connected to the state water project or the federal water project. So we need to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, and that's one of the big things for those of you here in Southern California. You know, we get all this water from Colorado River, that's federal. We get all this water from Northern California, that's state. But those come straight down. They don't stop and drop off water in Monterey. You know,
Right.
so they've got to come up their own. So you're doing a very unique approach of where you're getting your reuse water from, and it's a combination. What is that?
So that's truly, to me, the most unique and interesting part of this project. Our source water, so traditionally in indirect potable reuse projects use wastewater, unused wastewater.
Right.
And we're certainly using some wastewater right now for our project, but we've also identified other water sources. Agricultural runoff water. We have ag field just to the east. That runoff goes into drains or ditches. We're going to capture some of that water, bring it back to our plant for treatment.
That's huge.
In addition, we go to the store and we get bags of lettuce that are pre-washed
Right.
or vegetables that are pre-washed. That process started in the Salinas Valley and produces about 4 million gallons a day. So we've interjected ourselves with the city of Salinas and the ag community saying, can we use that and reuse it? So we'll be getting that. We are getting that currently.
So everyone who's getting, trying to eat healthy, and you're getting those pre-made salads, or you're getting the boxes of food that are sent to your home, and the vegetables are all washed and they're all ready to go and everything. When those are washed, that water is being captured, right?
Exactly, and being reused.
Right.
And then a small portion of stormwater from the City of Salinas will also come to us. We hope to expand that going into the future, because that's certainly, in my opinion, for our area, the holy grail of water sources that aren't being utilized.
Right.
And all that's going to come to our treatment plant and ultimately either be reused as agricultural irrigation or potable water reuse.
And one of the themes that came up throughout that panel between what David Sedlak, Professor Sedlak was talking about, and Rich Nangle talking about Santa Clara, is an attitude of embracing innovation. And how does that show up in your community? You're not Silicon Valley, but you have a lot of folks that are kind of in that area.
So, to answer the question, generally speaking, it's well embraced. Monterey is really unique, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very intelligent people.
Mm-hmm.
Water is on the forefront of everyone's mind because the cease and desist order has been out there for so long.
Yeah. So there's public awareness.
There's public
that their
awareness.
water's going to get turned off.
People understand.
Yeah.
So having said that, there has been a bit of an outreach hump, if you will, to get over in using all these various sources of water and proving to the community, proving to all of our customers that it's safe, it's reliable, and it will be there in 30 years. But I often think that outreach and how you do outreach, or how you do bring people in for a demonstration, is critical to educate the population. There's a lot of misinformation out there that is incumbent upon us to correct. And with that, our community, in my opinion, has been very supportive of this, environmentally very supportive of it, and are understanding that it is safe, clean, pure water that will be contributing to the groundwater basin.
Right. And one other thought, that really good point you made, and this is something I dealt with a lot in Colorado, and bringing together East Slope, West Slope, or the folks in Eastern Colorado, dealing with Nebraska issues, was that it's not just one entity. It's not just Monterey One Water that has to deal with this, and you've got several different populations represented on your board, and we used to talk about people used to have to check their guns at the door, and what does it take to get a regional solution, to get everyone working together and pulling the same direction, and just getting to know each other in a way that in Southern California they've been sitting together at the table on various issues for a long time, and that's kind of new for you guys to actually all play together.
Yes. So at the beginning of the process and the discussion, there was a lot of contention. There wasn't trust. There was, frankly, mistrust. Yeah. And it may not sound as daunting as Pittsburgh's Steel Curtain, but what we had was the lettuce curtain. The Salinas Valley really didn't talk to the peninsula. The peninsula didn't talk to the Salinas Valley. There wasn't mutual
versus
respect.
The farmers.
Exactly. And over the years, that has been broken down where I think we do have that trust, where we're calling each other, where we're going to coffee with each other. Everyone understands that this singular project bridges the gap and benefits so many different parties. We actually have, if I'm not mistaken, about 8 different agreements, signed and written agreements with other public entities. So if you think getting 8 public entities in the room together is difficult enough, let alone negotiating an agreement, getting respective councils and boards to approve them. So in addition to the source waters, the collaboration and the number of parties that we've worked with has been the true innovation of this project. And the ag community has been tremendous in understanding the benefits of their water, of our water, of working together, that we're all a singular community.
Yeah. And and we're all, these are public entities, and if you're living in Santa Cruz, if you're living in Marion County for the folks up in the Bay Area, or San Francisco or Alameda or something, you can go to a board meeting, and hopefully they're breaking down the technical talk to levels that people can understand, and people can even run for a board office or serve on a citizens committee. I mean, there's opportunities to get involved.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we try to do as much outreach as we can in our community, because yes, social media is important, yes, written media is important, but that face-to-face contact, looking our constituents and our customers in the eye and seeing what their concerns and their interests are, making that connection is really important, particularly in a small, close-knit community like Monterey and Salinas.
If you want to talk to the camera and say, if people want to take a tour, how do they do that? Where do they go?
I would love if people would come and take a tour. We have a wonderful demonstration facility at our treatment plant. You can also see the construction going on for the next 8-9 months. And they can contact me or our government affairs administrator, Mike McCullough. And my email address is fairly simple. It's paul@my1water.org. my1water.org.
Fantastic. my1water.org. Paul's first name. And thank you so much. And we greatly appreciate your time, and we greatly appreciate you sticking with us here at WaterCitizen and the Water Show here at the Urban Water Institute. Thanks so much.
Thank you.